just to demonstrate how difficult it can be to get back against these slopes. Ridiculous! Everything I say is based on my own opinions and experience. I'm not speaking for the public, and my feedback should be treated as such. You are watching Nico Evaluates. With 28 years of experience on Mega Man games, 7 years of doing the No Miss Buster Only challenge and countless Snupster Races, as well as being the QA tester for Mega Man Unlimited and Mega Man Rock'n'Roll, I'm here to tell you my honest opinions on different Mega Man games. So sit tight and learn. Hello people and welcome to Nico Evaluates Mega Man X3. In the year 21XX, all the Mavericks have been neutralized thanks to the efforts of a Reploid scientist named Dr. Doppler. Using his neurocomputer, he has been able to suppress any abnormal behavior in the Reploids and prevent them from going berserk. Many of the most advanced Reploids have gathered near their new mentor and founded Doppeltown, a perfect utopian community. With Dr. Doppler guiding them, the world seemed ready to enter the new golden age. After a few months. Hello? The Mavericks, who were supposed to have been neutralized by the neurocomputer, suddenly at Maverick Hunter headquarters, all the intelligence indicated that Dr. Doppler was the mastermind behind the invasion. Soon, the call went out to X and Zero to destroy the invading Mavericks and to bring Dr. Doppler to justice.
Maverick Hunter X and Zero, dispatch.
A few hours later, emergency contact was made by the headquarters of Maverick Hunter. This is the headquarters of Maverick Hunter. Jeez. Long intro, huh?
We are under attack from the Doppler force.
Just a bunch of green bees.
All units return to base immediately and return fire.
Said return on the same sentence twice. Bad script writing and or translating.
Mega Man! X3.
Well, that's a flashy intro for quite a lousy game. Oh, that's the demo playing. I thought that was me. Option mode. So we basically did the same deal as we did with X1. I played the game through with Shadowrock ZX. He showed me the ropes, how to play the game, where the secrets are at, all that kind of thing, because this is my second time playing the game. So I appreciate that he took his time off and showed me how to play the game. If you missed that, I'll put that in the pinned comment. It's over a 2-hour long video. If you wanna see that, go check that out. Shot, still not shoot. Dash. And there we go.
Monaural.
Password. So essentially, what Mega Man X3 is an X game that lost all of its passion. At least according to me. We're gonna tackle that as we go through the game. We're gonna burn that bridge after we've crossed it. I mean, it's an intro for a next game. Probably the worst one so far. A lot of these green hornets, that very well explains the enemy variety in the game. X, I'll clear out the enemies out here. You go ahead and deal with the ones inside.
There's nobody else left outside, you dumbass!
You got your typical controls for a next game. They have been pretty much unchanged as far as I can tell. Even though there were, let's say, 15 or so times during the first evaluation with Shadowrock ZX where I literally was missing inputs. So I feel like it kinda has the same issue as Mega Man 3, the classic one, where if there's something very specific happening, your input doesn't count. We're gonna see if that happens again during this playthrough, but that's a real issue I had. And the other issue I have with the controls is that you can double dash with the D-pad. That killed me numerous times. You should be able to disable that. Oh, the camera! Doesn't allow me to go back anymore. There's instantly a foreground object blocking my way. Yeah, the camera work in this game is rather awful. I don't know what's up with that, but I feel like it's completely different. As it was in X1 and X2, the camera just can't keep up sometimes, and it's evident as we go through this. So, the first thing you might notice when you play the game is that every enemy hits like a truck basically. Every enemy does like 20 damage, especially on contact. Well, well, that just came back easily, and I already felt a missed input. So look at the camera. Look at the camera. Has a hard time keeping up. If I go down really fast like this, the camera just can't keep up. Man, I really hate that camera for some reason. It just doesn't feel right. But what you will see is that if you play the game for the first time, even like the first 5 times, you're gonna have real trouble. Essentially, the game wants you to go through the levels and find out where some of the secrets are that you can get first, and then make it a little bit easier to even have a chance at beating some of the bosses. You will die in 2 hits on most of these bosses anyway. It's no exaggeration either. So the game kind of wants you. So the game kind of goes, hey, if you want to be good, if you want to beat these stages, you have to get some health first. You have to get some of the items first, and then you might have a chance to beat like one stage. That's kind of what the game does. And it does have the Wily Wars issue where if you go back too soon, you can't drop from the platform. Just kind of notch back into it. So look at the camera here. Look at this. It can't even keep up. This is the intro stage and the camera already can't even keep up with us. This is some horrible camera panning, like one of the worst I've seen on the Super Nintendo. Like, definitely not the worst. There's a lot of those big sprite SNES games where the camera is just ridiculously awful. Either the main character is very close to the edge, or there's a camera like this. Just can't even keep up. That's kind of horseshit. Graphics are nice here and there. I mean, it's an alright looking game for the Super Nintendo. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I kind of like X1 and X2 better when it comes to the visuals as well. There's some nice detail in the background sometimes, but most likely you won't even pay attention to that. Like its siblings, it's a very grey, it's a very dark game. And again, the camera having trouble there. Mac, where have you been? I like how they now call it just Mega Man.
Don't start trusting it. I'm a member of Starburst Army. You will break a fight at this dark forces once you have been shown the true destiny of the Reploid race.
Reploid lives matter. Get this thing off of me. And now we get introduced to Zero, which kind of like in the fan game Mega Man Rock and Roll, you can swap between Mega Man X and Zero at will. Although, we're probably gonna do this mostly with Mega Man, as that's what we always do. Gives us a chance to come back to this at a later point, taking it with Zero. Who am I kidding? I'm not gonna do that. Nice telegraph at the top. Ceiling dropping down. Easy to see. And here's your introduction to various enemies. And by various, I mean the 3 enemies you're gonna see throughout every stage all day long, because this game has one of the worst enemy variety in the entire Mega Man series. Forget about Mega Man 8. We were laughing at Mega Man 8's enemy variety. You're gonna laugh more at this. It's rather ridiculous. Can't really die on the intro stage. I mean, if you really try, I guess you can. But that's just the basic tutorials for wall climbing. Making sure that you know how to do that. Which is a good tutorial style to do. Don't do it with text, do it with like gameplay elements. So here's where you fight Mac. Where pretty much the only thing you do is just fire at him. He will eventually pass away. Don't really have to dodge anything. You won't die to this. So that's kind of a waste. But it's the first boss. And then charge shot. That and X is free. Are you okay, X?
Thanks, Zero. I'm okay.
I'll check around headquarters again. Be on your guard, X. What do you mean be on your guard? Again, alright looking background. Definitely has the feel of an X game, but then once you actually play it, you're like, this is no X. I mean, there are people who like this game, I'm sure. But the general consensus, after talking to Shadowrock ZX as well, is that this is probably one of the weaker entries in the X series. Of course, we don't talk about X6 and X7 until we do. So this is basically very identical to the other intro stage bosses in the X series so far. This design is very much the same. No innovation was done here. Just your basic boss for no reason. And there it is. Hit the head. Easy to understand. Does it make sense? Not really. The head is in the background. How are you hitting it? I don't know. Nice city background. And I like the explosion parts coming down. That is such X. Looks like we've swept most of the enemies. Out of here. I'll go back and check on headquarters. Again! You're checking the headquarters every 5 seconds. See you later, X. Fuck off. X is just rolling his eyes. Alright. The fuck is this? There's no names. And now there's no information either. What is the next level select gonna be? Empty? Just black boxes? For the surprise factor? They just keep taking shit out. Why? Why though? I don't understand. Is it some sort of a fad? Select button does nothing. LNR does nothing. We're gonna go to Buffalo Fellow first, which is this one. And I know that because I was told. So, I hate the level select. I don't understand why they did this. You could go like, well, it's kinda neat, you don't know who they are, you know after you pick them, but... Well, I guess different strokes for different people. I forgot his name. Blizzard Buffalo. It's not a very memorable game. And the like all the animations and like transitions, they take forever. Blizzard Buffalo. It's like half a minute for one transition. And when you kill a boss, they explode for like 5 minutes. And this is the worst music in the game. Really makes me wanna play this game. You're being extremely harsh. Yeah, well, it's an extremely crappy game. So this reminds me of the intro stage of X1. So now we got ice mechanics, and I guess they're fine until there's a slope, in which case there's a huge problem. Other than that though, I think it's pretty fine. It's alright. I'll show you what's wrong with the slopes. And a small rocket hits you for like 4 HP. Wow, okay, there it is. Look at this. It pushes you so fast. Yikes. I don't know what's wrong with this. They can't make a simple slope, how can they make an entire game? I don't know. Well, they didn't. I don't know what's up with like X3, because X1 is great. There's no doubt about that. That's a great game. Just maybe not to my tastes, but it's a great game. I can't deny that. It's a fantastic game. X2 is kind of maybe I'll play it if I have nothing else to do. And X3 is like Well, now you're just trying to cash in. Like, it's literally just the same game, but worse. These slopes are fucking horrible. I don't know what... Like, who didn't test those? And it's even affecting us in the air. Like, I'm not even touching the slope anymore. And I'm still sliding around in the air. Look at that. Like, once you touch it, holy shit. That's your... Yep, there's your problem. And you still have ladders, even though they're, like, pretty much worthless. But I guess they're a nice thing to have. And these are for the ride armors, which you also have to get before you can use them, so most of these go unused anyway. And I'll talk more about them when we get there. Another secret here which you can't get. Basically, this game requires an insane amount of revisiting if you wanna get all of the stuff. Yeah, that's kind of the idea behind the X games. Just revisit to get things. It's kind of like, it's kind of there has to be a limit. What is going on with these ice mechanics? Even the edges are like kind of shitty. Like, they perfected ice mechanics before. Now what happened with this? Like, the ice mechanics on the NES games, they were perfect. I mean, as good as they could be, I guess. Now suddenly there's a problem. I guess introducing slopes was difficult. And the enemies really don't drop a lot of health either, so you just don't want to get hit in this game. And now they do all the time when I said that. But I swear they do not normally drop this much health. Alright, now you're just invalidating my point as we go. Alright, I like that. I like that. The game would do that. I don't even know if I'm going the right way anymore. Yeah, look at the camera. As far as we can go without the camera moving, you would think this is a pit, right? Totally looks like a pit. We might have actually missed something already. No, we can get back up. Never mind. Oh, the enemies come back. I forgot. It's an X game. So, the camera. So the enemies, you've probably already seen most of them. Most this game has to offer. It's like 5 enemy types in the entire game. My problem, and this room is for beat and bite mini bosses to show up, but they won't show up only after you've done 2 stages. They start showing up. So it depends when you, in what order you do them as well, where they would show up then. So they might show up here if this was your 3rd stage, for example. So this is a slope, but there's no problem with this. Damn, double tap D-pad. Oh god. Now everything went dark. Oh, here's an enemy type you don't see often. So here's one, like, extra. So, like, I always talk about, like, the X enemies being like scrap metal. More so with this, because there's like 5 different enemy types in this. So I don't know what should be in here. Don't know what that's for. Maybe we'll figure that out if I remember to revisit this. It's just... the music and everything is just... it's really depressing. I mean, just by looking at this, would you wanna play this? And of course, the people who had this as a kid, nostalgia is a powerful factor. If you played this game as a kid, you're probably gonna like this. Because it has memories attached to it. Kinda like selling your house. You kinda wanna do it, but you don't wanna do it because it has memories attached. Oh, heck. Trying to get the secret. But the slope is preventing me and the enemy is coming back so fast. Oh my goodness. Just to demonstrate how difficult it can be to get back against these slopes. Ridiculous! Jeez, I mean, you have to be perfect. Just stop before the wall or otherwise you collide into it. Let's get the hilt. I mean, at least there's that hilt there. How do you get back? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Man. Oh no! Even, like... We're trying to get to a secret, but that looks like it's... like almost impossible to do. Man, there we go. And the camera again. What is wrong with this? Dr. Light, please help.
Enter this capsule, X. Take this leg upgrade. The upgrade will enhance your mobility in the air. You will be able to dash left, right, or even straight over the air.
Fantastic, you can dash up. Never thought I'd see the day. But here it is, in front of our eyes. And the sprite upgraded, which is nice. And it shows us how it works. Which is good. You wanna do that. So now you wanna get to the left. Get the sub-tank with our new upgrade. And I believe that is it for now. That's all we can get for the moment. But even if we can get something else, we still have to revisit, so we're not gonna miss anything. The upward dash is kind of tricky to do. There we go. You have to kind of, and there's still an enemy. You have to kind of like hold up while you do it. I mean, you don't have to, but it makes it easier. If you can just tap up, but there's a greater chance of just dashing to the horizontal directions. So now we just have to make the boss unharmed, right? How hard can that be? This is one of those stages that actually has its own enemy set. Like, these enemies don't really appear anywhere else that much. But all the other stages in the game, pretty much, it's all just the same enemies. So I don't know what was so special about this. That they figured, hey, let's have our own enemies set in this level. I mean, they did that on like Mega Man 8 and Mega Man Base too. Like, there was that one level that had different enemies. So I guess they're continuing that tradition. And yesterday in Discord I was saying how I'd almost like rather play Mega Man 8 than this. Because this is so monotonous, it's so boring, and all the secrets and how you get them it's like, I don't really know if I wanna do that. So yeah, it's a bad sign when I'd rather play Mega Man 8 than something else. This being the something else. It's really just a cash grab of a game. And all the enemies, like the bosses, most of them just go back and forth, left and right, they do nothing else. It's kind of like the Mega Man 3 on the DOS. Like all the bosses are the same, they go left and right. So yeah, but they do have their desperation attacks, angry attacks. It's they probably activate when you get them low enough. So that's pretty much the difference they're gonna make. And again, you have a room that is so wide you can't really tell what he's doing because most of the time he's off screen. And that won't hurt you, that'll just freeze you. But I hate rooms like this. I can't see what he's doing, but I also want to be far away from him. And the charge, maybe not viable. Maybe just use the normal lemons. But I'm just using it anyway. He's not doing his desperation attack because it's random. Well then. And also when he's turned, like when his back is facing you, the hitbox still extends quite a far a ways from it. So you can easily take a hit without realizing that. Like it's a square, so his back easily does damage to you. So that's my general consensus of this game, but we're gonna tackle it more as we go through it. Blizzard Buffalo. Not too interesting of a boss, I'd have to tell you. You wanna kite these so you don't get cornered. That's pretty much the only thing you have to keep in mind in this fight. And if you don't kite them well, you're gonna have a hard time. This is just not interesting. A lazy boss design if you ask me. Oh, I was hoping to do a damageless. Well, maybe some other time then. What a boss. Welcome to X3, and now he's gonna explode for 5 minutes. Which will increase the runtime of this episode. So let's enjoy this. Still going. Gone. Nice. And like I said, this Shadow Rug CX X2 is looking pretty good right now. I can tell you that. I mean, if you just saw this stage, it doesn't look too bad if you've never seen this game. And if this was the first stage you saw, you're like, well, it's your basic X game. But wait until we get to the other stages and see a bit more of the game, you'll start to realize the problems within... good, shows you the weapon you got. There we go. Well, if you agreed on what I said, leave a like. If you disagree, leave a dislike. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching another Nico Evaluates. Join us in Discord to talk about Mega Man, White Bread, and the neighbor's dog. Impact the show in my Patreon, or just throw a few bucks if you wanna buy me coffee. Check our merch at teespring.com/store/Snupster and get my quotes on your shirt. If you want to see weekly Mega Man races, go ahead and subscribe to Snupster. Catch you on the next one.